So, Coach, we'll start off with general thoughts on tonight's performance.
Rough. I thought it was a rough game for us. I know that we pride ourselves, like Taylor mentioned, on defense, and I didn't feel like we were playing great defense throughout the game. Third quarter, yes. We came out a lot more focused. We talked about in the locker room about being focused in the third quarter in particular, because we've struggled in third quarters defensively and offensively, and that was not the case today. It just seemed like the ball was bouncing in weird directions. It just felt off, I guess, is probably the best way to say it. But the great thing about this group is that you could still not play well and pull out a win. And it was primarily, aside from Taylor and Maddie, primarily our bench that stepped up. And that's a great sign for somebody like me, that you know you can go to your bench in crunch time. I mean, those kids were in when it mattered. Kayla hit a couple baskets that really helped us. Ivy hit a nice basket, had a couple nice passes. So those things, it's kind of fun to see that class in particular develop, because they only played 11 games last year. And they didn't play in all 11 of those games. And I know it's going to take some time for them. But the more confidence that they can bring when they sub in, the better it is for the team.
In the fourth quarter, it seemed like every time UMBC made a bucket, you guys were able to answer in some way or the other. Talk to me about that a little bit and how you guys were able to really close this one out.
Yeah, I think we went to primarily trying to get the ball inside at that point, and we knew they were playing four guards, so it was really important for us to try to hammer that home and find whoever the guard was on and get that post to post up. So I think that helped. I think we got some transition baskets there a little bit too. Transition is really what starts our offense. So when we play good defense, we feel better about ourselves in general. And I think we didn't get enough of that in the first half. We didn't get enough stops, and we didn't get enough transition to kind of start us and get us going. So the fourth quarter we did a little bit, and again the bench I think really played a key factor in that. And you know, just getting contributions from different people is kind of what we build our program around. We want it to be hard to guard us, and you don't know who to help off of and things like that. That's what we try to pride ourselves on. We are not shooting the ball well right now, and so we've got to find a way to shoot the ball better if we want to beat better teams, good teams.
Yeah, so I noticed a lack of involvement from your lead scorer, Jade Edwards. I was just wondering what adjustments you have to make offensively
For her. Well, I think she took herself out of the game personally. So when I saw that, she just it's kind of like a snowball effect for her. And when you see that as a coach, it's like, well, you could try to ride that person out, or you could try to play other people that deserve the playing time. And when I watched us in practice over the last 3 days, the red group, which is the subs, outplayed the starters almost every day. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to give them a shot. And so she needs to come in a little bit more focused and a little bit more energized. She was passing up shots and things like that, and I was just like, we're going to go to the bench if she's going to do those types of things. She needs to be aggressive. Yep.
But Maddie, she kind of hinted at it right when we started in front of the press briefing. She was smiling, and she said, we're expecting the coach to come in at halftime, she referred to. Then she really finished your point, so I just want to ask you, what did you say at halftime?
Just that we weren't here, that I saw this in shoot around, that I saw it in the last couple of days from the starters in practice, that it just seemed a little sluggish, a little off, not playing as hard as they should be defensively in practice. And I've been on their case that whole entire time before the Thanksgiving break. And I tried to lay off a little bit because it was a little much there for a while. But on the flip side, I look back and say, I can't do that, right? Because they don't play as hard. So I told them of what I'd seen, and that, if we're going to pull a game out like this, then we've got to do it on the defensive end. And we know that. We know that that's where our bread and butter is. And our goals are really high this year. We have set some really high goals for ourselves. And so for that to occur and for that to happen, we've got to focus more. I know it's a tough time academically for them. I know that finals are coming up. They've got a lot of classwork. I know a lot of them are stressed out. I understand that. That's why I'm trying to go a little bit easier on them. But knowing that, like, when we're here, you've got to put everything else aside for the 2.5 hours that you're here and really pay attention to what we're trying to do. And we just weren't detail oriented, I thought, today.
Maddie Doring had a few big-time buckets throughout the game, obviously. Talk to me about what she brings to the floor that really allows the team to succeed and potentially win games like this in the future.
Yeah. Maddie is an extremely positive person, and she brings light. She makes the team lighter, if that makes sense. And so to have her out there, and she talks constantly, and we need that on the defensive end. You need to call switches early. You need to talk about whatever's going on out there, double staggered screens, whatever it is, ball screens. So I think that's something, and she's got a lot of confidence in herself in crunch time. She likes the pressure shots. That's the shots that she wants to take. So you know that you have somebody out there that will take it. And she doesn't hesitate. And I really like that about Maddie. Maddie is right. She's not playing her best. She's not there yet, but you remember she opted out last year and didn't play. So she hasn't played in a year and a half. So it takes some time to get back into the flow. And so once I think she does, you're going to see even a more productive Maddie. But it was just nice to have her out there talking, and she crashed the offensive board. She gave us what we asked her to do today. And it was just nice to see that it fell in her direction. Yeah.
I asked Taylor and Maddie about this, and we also talked about it, but I feel like your bench players really came in today and had like a whole different set of energy.
Yes.
I think it really changed the team, and I believe Bailey got her first point also. So
They were super excited for her. Yeah.
You're smiling too.
Yeah.
talk a little bit about what the bench coming in meant and how that helped.
I love it because, again, I keep going to the last 3 days in practice. They have beaten the white group in practice. So they were ready. Like, I felt like, all right, they're primed and ready to play this game. They're excited about it. And you'd have to have that type of energy. And I love having a rowdy bench. And I was telling them before the game, like, if you want fans and people to fall in love with you as a team, you've got to have fun. Right? Have fun, have energy, look like you're having a good time out there, right? And then play well together. And I think that's what you're seeing is like the bench kids are playing well together, and the starters are now kind of not. They don't have the synergy just yet, but they had it a couple games ago. So I'm not sure what's going on, to be honest. But I think as we continue to work through the next couple days in practice to get ready for Radford, believe me, I'm going to be on their case about making sure they play hard. But the bench was everything today, in my opinion. And I love seeing that because they now know that they get rewarded for playing well, right? And in practice. Like, they played well in practice, you get rewarded in a game. And I like to be able to say that because sometimes coaches say that and don't do it. And I was able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a breakthrough offensive performance from Taylor Brown being the early scorer, and before she prides herself on her defense. So I'm just going to want to get your general feeling about a breakthrough offensive performance from Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, I thought if anybody played really well, it was Taylor. And not just because she had 16 points, but she does a little of everything. She guards, she guards posts, she switches, she's constantly rotating. She did a great job. And this was a tough game for Taylor because she was on a guard the entire game, most of the time, unless we had 4 guards in, which we rarely did today. So, for her to be able to understand that, okay, I have a guard on me, now I need to go down low and try to finish. And she had 3 offensive rebounds, which was nice to see. So she did exactly what we're asking game plan wise. She just needed some of her other starter teammates to kind of follow up. And Maddie was there. Maddie's just struggling shooting a little bit, but she'll get there. But Taylor does pride herself. She's our best defender, in my opinion. So it's hard because your best defender is a post player. And we're trying to poke and prod the guards a little bit. Like, somebody needs to step up in that position. And really it should be Emily Fisher, I think, is very, very capable of it. But Taylor is a terrific leader. She's somebody that everybody loves to be around. She's constantly cheering for her teammates in practice and trying to get the first group, which is the starters, going. And just really happy for her that she could come out with a game like this when others weren't playing is great. It's nice to see.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.